Yeah, so my main defining moment that I had when I started coming back into looking at working professionally, I was working as a film extra on The Women in Black 2, and I'd just been hired to come in and play like a mother who was like a refugee, and I really kindly was able to speak to Simon Oakes, who's like the head of Hammer Films, and he gave me some really amazing advice, and we went and had a meeting in his offices in London, and that really kind of inspired me and spurred me on. He gave me some really great foundation advice about getting my show reel and everything together, and he really instilled a lot of confidence in me as well. He said that he saw that I was quite talented, and coming from someone who was so influential like that, it really impacted me quite a lot. And then he invited me to the premiere of The Quiet Ones, which again was really great to see the industry for the first time, how it really works, as opposed to just seeing it from an outsider's point of view. So yeah, that really impacted me. The Whisperings was really born of a love for Brighton for me. So we set it on Brighton Beach, and it was set right near the West Pier. We're doing it for like the 150 years anniversary of the West Pier, and Azrai, the character which I played, was just really intriguing for me because she's got so many different dimensions to her personality, so you're not quite sure what she's up to, and I won't give too much away, but there's definitely a few things that she does where as you're watching her you're a little unsure, because she's obviously a mythical creature who we created, and she's got webbed hands and things, but she definitely has a lot more depth to her than you realise, so I really enjoy playing her. Yes, definitely. This is the first film that I haven't just acted in, so for me it was a really big challenge, and it was a really big step to come out of my comfort zone, to not just have the pressure of getting my performance right, but also to have the pressures of, we had light issues, we had permit issues for timings, and we had to tell like showroom air traffic control that we were filming with drones over the sea. We had to tell the police. There was a royal visit that happened at the I-360, so we had to tell them that we were having drones flying, so they didn't think we were doing anything inappropriate. So yeah, there was a lot more to it, but I did learn so much from doing it, and definitely it aided my performance because I was able to see more from the director and the producer point of view what was working and what wasn't, so then I could personally alter my performance because I could watch the screen back and say, oh, I don't like that, and so I had a lot more control over what I was doing. So I think it made me a better actress, not just for The Whisperings, but for short films and other projects I've worked on since as well. Yeah, absolutely. I went and trained at the British Action Academy to do screen combat, and I really did enjoy it. Although I came home with a few bruises, a few people that I worked with were a little bit enthusiastic, so I was a little bit worried, obviously doing a bit of acting and modelling. I don't want any bruising on my face, no broken noses or anything, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I would love to do more. Working on 24 was amazing. I got to work with some really talented people, and we got to see some really interesting scenes. So we had like the explosion scene where we were covered in blood, and I had like a bandage on my arm, and it was really good fun. But yeah, I'd really like to try and experiment a little bit more with more action type girls. I recently played a spy in a film called Remember Remember, which was made with James Hastings, and it was submitted into the Moving Image Awards, and we actually won first prize for that, for best extract of a film. So that again was a little bit more in that same vein of kind of kick-ass girl kind of action. So yeah, I did really enjoy it. So I hope that somebody might ask me to see something like that again. Oh, my preferred genre, that's really tricky. I love doing a range of films and a range of characters, so I like doing everything from rom-com to sci-fi to action. I love period drama. I think there's something really special when you wear period drama clothing and you really get into the character. So I was recently working on the trial of Rebecca Warlock up in Bristol, and that's a period drama about a true story. So Rebecca actually lived in 1820, and she was being abused by her husband, and so she poisoned him and murdered him. And then she was put on trial. So the whole film is about her trial, and sadly she was hung for it because back then there was no grace. If you had an abusive husband or any other reason, murder was murder. And obviously it was a terrible thing that she did, but even more terrible the fact that she was hung and then her children went into an orphanage, and it was really quite sad. And it was quite challenging for me as an actress to play her because she had such emotional depth, and we had scenes where she was being hung and her face was really drawn out, so really attractive makeup going on there for me. But I really enjoyed the challenge, and as an actress there can be a lot of pressure to be pretty all the time and to feel like you need to always look your best. So I actually really enjoy it when I get a role where I can say, this role isn't about me trying to be pretty, this role is actually a lot more than that. And the challenges that come with the different kinds of roles. So at the moment I've really got my heart in period drama. I'd love to do more. I've played like a really small role on Endeavour a few years ago. Was playing like a kissing couple, but we were like in 60s clothing, and it was really good fun. And I've done a few other walk-ons on things like Call the Midwife and stuff. I'm really gutted that Downton Abbey finished because I have my heart set on doing something for Downton. But I know that period drama is really popular at the moment, so I'm sure there'll be something else that comes up. But yeah, I think at the moment I'm really buzzing for period drama. But again, there's loads of other genres that I'm looking into at the moment. A possible zombie apocalypse film that I might be getting involved in, so I'm waiting to hear back from them at the moment about that, which is a very different genre from anything I've done before, but it's a comedy and it looks really good fun. And then I've just finished doing, we've just finished filming Change of Heart, which is another film that I've written myself, and that's very rom-com, quite mainstream, with a little bit of a twist, a little bit of something gory that happens in it, but predominantly rom-com. Favourite films? Oh gosh. I love watching a range of films. So recently I did see La La Land, and I loved it. I controversially thought that the dancing a little bit slowed it down, which I've had a lot of stick for that, so I might have to go back and see it again. But I do like lots of different types of films. So Macbeth, I was really lucky to see that in Cannes a couple of years ago on the red carpet, and it's such a powerful film. It's really artistic, it's really well done, and obviously that's very different to Inception, which is another film that I really like. I like all the architecture in it and the way that they really utilise like the CGI in the film, but I think as an actress working on a film like that would be really good fun. But then I love films like Bridget Jones' Baby. I love that new film, and it's very different, so it's hard for me to put myself in a box of what my absolute favourite films are. I watch a lot of Disney films, so I'm a bit of a Frozen fan. I like to go to Disney often, so I'm often in Paris watching Elsa on the stage. It's quite a range, but I'm often asked what my favourite film is, and I can never put my finger on it. I'm always reluctant to say what particular film would be my favourite. I think it'd be really interesting to explore behind the camera a bit more. I've been really enjoying it so far, and I've been learning so much about performing as an actress from working behind the camera. But every time I've been on set, so I've done some extras work before in the past, and every time I've worked on an indie film, I'm always really interested and really keen to learn what's going on. I think when you understand everybody's roles and what everybody's doing, it helps you as a performer understand better, not just where the camera is or where the microphone is, but even to continuity. And I try and be quite a conscious actor when I work. I don't feel like as an actress you should feel like you just have one job. I think you have a responsibility for the whole film, and so I would like to explore that a little bit more. We are in pre-production for another short film which I've written, which we're going to be doing a crowdfunder for soon, called The Dinner Date. And it's light-hearted comedy. It's actually a true story about something which happened to me, a guy that I was dating, and I was on a dinner with a friend of mine, and the guy I was dating turned up on a date with somebody else. But it's quite a funny, quite interesting story, so we're hoping to film that locally and get it screened on latest TV and things as well, which is where The Whisperings is being screened on Thursday actually. So on Thursday on Channel 7 on Freeview and Channel 189 on Virgin Media, and also you can stream it online as well. We're going to have the premiere screening of The Whisperings on television. Oh, the Princess Academy. That's my business that I run. It was born out of my love for princesses and Disney, and also parties. I like to throw really big parties. So I started it originally because I was throwing my daughter lots of birthday parties, and my friends were saying, you should do this as a business. So we used to have a Christmas party, an Easter party, a bonfire night party, and her birthday party. And we did like a very big party for her dedication and things. And so that's how I started the Princess Academy. And it's grown since then to become, we do Paw Patrol parties and princess parties. That's the main two things that we do. So the princess party element is that we teach princess training, so we teach children how to be a princess. So we teach them how to walk and talk like a princess, how to have manners, but at the core foundation of what we do is we teach them how to have a princess heart. So we believe it's really important that children learn that being a princess isn't just about what you look like, it's actually more about how you behave. Mm-hmm. So we try and instill that into the children as much as we can in a 2-hour party, but we do try and focus all of our activities around that kind of emphasis. So we get the children to help clear things up, and then we talk about how it's good to be helpful, and we get the children to give each other gifts and presents with the idea of learning how to share and learning how to be grateful and thankful. And then when they do give each other the presents, we then reward them as a result of that. So then they learn that they will be rewarded for doing things like that. So that's what we're doing at the Princess Academy at the moment, and we're hoping to grow and continue. So I'd like to expand the business. There are so many people I would love to work with. The list is like almost endless. I mean, from people like Jennifer Lawrence, who I absolutely love her work. I love her as a person. I've seen her interviews and I am dying to meet her, and it would be such an honour to work with her. All the way through to, I'd really love to work alongside some of the, I've worked with Tom Hardy before on Legend. I did a really small scene with him. I played the photographer in Esmeralda's bar, but I would love to get the opportunity to work with him properly and do something that was really meaty with him. I think he is so talented and he's got such a range of the roles that he plays. So I'd like to do that. But then there are actually other people who are lesser well known that I would love to work with. So a friend of mine, Kate Marie Davis, who's an actor based in Bristol. She does a lot of horror films and she does a lot of kick-ass action films, and she is incredibly talented. I think I would love to get the opportunity to work with her. And I'm hoping I might soon, because she's recently been cast in a film called Dead Air as playing the bass player in the band. So I'd really love to land the role in that I'm hoping to get, so I can work alongside her. But also she works on a TV series called Horizon, which is filmed in Bristol, and that's an amazing apocalyptic kick-ass series as well. And so yeah, I'd love to work alongside her and see what we can put together. And then Mark Zammit, he's an amazing actor. Again, he's an up-and-coming talent, and I think it would be a pleasure to work with him. So yeah, there's such a range of people, but not just A-listers that I think that I would love to work alongside, but also some of the people that I've become friends with and I've been watching their work recently. So right now we're actually in post-production for the short film that we made last week called Change of Heart, and that came about because I was at the London Rolling Film Festival, which is run by Alida, and she had brought together some really great filmmakers, and I met this woman called Jo Osborne, and she's running a film festival in Glasgow on the 14th of February called Love Hurts. So we created Change of Heart in order to submit it to Love Hurts and help sponsor her festival. So we're really excited about that one. We're hoping to go up to Glasgow for the premiere, for the screening of it as well. And also I've got lots of meetings at the moment. I'm going to see Patrick Ryder today as well. So we're going to have a chat. He's got some really great films in production at the moment. So he's got like Chimera and The Doorman. So we're going to have a chat and work something out as well. So I'm really looking forward to this year. I've got a lot of things that are penciled in at the moment as well. I've got to finish filming on Dracula and Mysteries Afoot, where I play a girl called Nina who's been kidnapped, and it's quite light-hearted. She's dealing with Dracula who's got a foot fetish, so it's quite good fun, that one. But yeah, so we've got a few other projects in the pipeline as well this year. And thank you so much to the Fan Carpet for having me today. I hope you enjoyed my interview.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.